All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm telling you, man, this team is just, they're toying with the rest of the league. You could go into the offseason thinking, Kansas City, fresh reminder, they just won the Super Bowl. It's hard enough to win, but it's even harder to sustain it. They're losing Orlando Brown, they're losing Andrew Wiley. They've had their fun. They're not going to be able to protect Mahomes. They've had their fun. No, no, no. They have signed former Jaguars offensive tackle Jawan Taylor. They reached an agreement earlier today on a 4-year, $80 million deal, including $60 million guaranteed. Here's a quick fun fact. Jawan only gave up 21 pressures in 19 total games last season. Wiley gave up 54. Now, the initial thought is that because Taylor did play a little bit of left tackle before, he played left tackle in college at Florida. If the Chiefs made him switch from right tackle to left tackle, just as they did with Orlando Brown, Kansas City's a spot. With Andy Heck, with Reed, it's the best possible spot to make that transformation. Well, that is probably going to be true. However, we also got reports earlier today that the Kansas City Chiefs are a potential trade partner with Laramie Tunsil, one of the best left tackles in the game. So regardless, Kansas City, which they didn't even struggle with protecting the QB last year, they gave up just 26 total sacks. That was good for third in the league. But once again, you lost Wiley. You're probably going to lose Orlando Brown, right? Well, they're still figuring it out. And once again, this is the defending champions, 14-3. So I wouldn't even count out, I've seen some Brandon Cook possible trade rumors. I've seen, I made a video on this not too long ago, DeAndre Hopkins. If I had to guess, if I had to make a prediction, I think DeAndre Hopkins come Wednesday will be with the Kansas City Chiefs. That is a needle-altering move, but so is Jawan Taylor. I genuinely think the people who are saying, he overpay. I think it's just a cope, man. I really think it's just a cope. When you're winning, when you're on top, everybody wants to knock you down. But welcome back to the channel. If you guys like Chiefs content, you've come to the right place. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. It gets me excited because Brett Veach has done, in general, a phenomenal job with this Kansas City Chiefs team, just in general, in every facet. They struggled on defense 2 years ago. They kind of retooled the entire defense. They kept who they wanted to keep. They got younger. They got more athletic. They made some great moves in the offseason, whether it was through the draft, whether it was through free agency. And while it started a little bit shaky at the beginning of the season, this team did not lose as the season went on. And their defense, their younger cats, they continue to step up. You also have to keep in mind this team has the 31st pick in the draft. For a team that just won the Super Bowl, they've got a bunch of draft picks. They got round 1, 31st pick. Let's keep in mind this is a deep offensive line draft. So if you don't get a right tackle, like if you don't get Tunsil, and you're going to move essentially Jawan to left tackle, right? Left tackle, probably the most important position outside of quarterback on the offense. Well, it's a deep draft for offensive linemen. So maybe you make your move there. Maybe you make your move in free agency. You're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to get crafty with just making money work in general. Once again, shout out Chris Jones. They also have the second round. They have the 63rd pick. They got round 3 pick 95. They've got a couple of round 4 picks. They've got a round 5 pick. They have 2 round 6 picks. They have 2 round 7 picks. This team is once again slated to not only get more depth and get more talent via the draft, but I wouldn't be surprised, and this is where we bring in, a possible Brandon Cooks trade. This is where we bring in a possible DeAndre Hopkins trade, which once again, I think he will be a Chief in literally 2 days from now. The compensation, what they're asking for, the Chiefs, I think they would be able to make that work. It was a second round pick and then a compensatory pick or player. The Chiefs would definitely pounce on something like that because why not? Just keep improving. Not only do you need to improve your weaknesses, right? Everyone thinks going into the offseason, going into the draft, free agency, whatever, you have to improve on your weaknesses. Obviously, you have to do that. But why not continue to build onto your strengths? The Chiefs' strengths, offense, offensive line, good offensive line last year. This team's just going to keep getting better, man. And then NFL, I don't think that they're quite ready for it, but they have a bunch of draft picks that they're going to be able to, and I fully anticipate they're going to be able to get some type of quality starter, whether it's DeAndre, whether it's Cooks, whether they just straight up draft these players. The Chiefs offseason is just getting started, and it's so impressive. Once again, shout out to Veach because he seriously has done such a phenomenal job making it work. And if they decide to go with Jawan Taylor from right tackle where he plays to left tackle, once again, it's the Chiefs are exactly where you make a move like that. That's exactly where you go to make that work. So let me know what you guys are thinking about that Chiefs signing. And if you think anything else is going to happen in the next couple of days, as always, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and I'll catch you guys